Three, two, one, one, two, three, three, two, one.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Peat podcast. I am Nat, and I'm here with my co-hosts AJ and Gino. Gino, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
That's what's up. AJ, what's going on?
Not much. What's up, Nat? What's up, Gino? Glad to be here. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, guys. Remember to subscribe to our show, Three P Podcast, and catch us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. All right, guys. Listen, we got a busy show today. A lot of stuff coming up. So let's get into the week on repeat. All right, guys. So let's get into it. So yeah, let's start with yesterday. All right, we had a few good games. So as you know, Boston coming down a little bit, Philly, going up, and Milwaukee has been kind of consistent. But Philly yesterday, double overtime, and they dropped the game to Chicago. Did anybody catch that game?
Yeah.
Watch the highlights of it. So, yeah.
They dropped the game. So they're in like a little seesaw here with Boston, going from 2-3, and Boston's back in the second spot. Yeah, yesterday it's been since January of away games that Golden State has not won, an away game. They won one, yesterday versus Houston, 121-108. A lot of stuff going on in Golden State. We might touch on it. And Dallas drops a game to Memphis. Sacramento drops to a game in Utah, 120-128. Those were the really important games. And then New York drops one to Minnesota, which was weird. No Anthony Edwards, no Cat, and, New York couldn't get it done. Let's talk about this, the most important game, I think, though, Philly and Chicago. This, I think in overtime, it got to 99 even. And it was like, what's going on? Why, why are you having such a hard time with Chicago? So, you got Vooch, who I think is underutilized, in his stint in Chicago, 21, 12-2, not a huge game, but impactful. DeRozan 25-8, and then Levine 26, 2-7. Those are your three for this team, your big three. So AJ, what did you think of this game and Philly dropping?
My thoughts on the game. I did not think that this Levine and DeRozan duo would work, but it shows last night it works. It's like I feel like Levine like he takes a step back and let DeRozan takes over the game like when he needs to. So they're complementing each other very well. And it proves to me that Philly ain't ready to take that next step yet.
Oh, Gino, what would you think? I know you said you saw the highlights.
Yeah, I saw. And like I said, I was watching another game. Also, the thing is with Philly, it's like Embiid gets it done. Like he's top two. He's the MVP with Jokic right now. It's just the rest of the team. Like Tobias Harris, Maxey. I mean, it's just the rest of the team. Harden, he plays well one game, plays horrible the next game. So Embiid's getting it done. It's just the rest of that team. They're up and down. So like I said, that 1-2-3 spot in the East is going back and forth right now. And I think it's just going to be. I think we got like 3 weeks left for the regular season. So it's just like I said, it's going to be whoever I think is going to be healthy and ready to go. Is Philly ready? They should be ready. I mean, the experience they've had, especially with Embiid being there and Harden. But we'll see. We will see what happens with Philly.
Yeah, guys. When it comes to this, game, it is a game, and I think that Philly has been playing well. I don't want to take that away from them at all. I think they've been playing well. But I think that with this game, it kind of shows you the reason why I think they are not going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that they are a second round exit, and I think it will be to Boston. Honestly, uh, they're going to depend on Niang off the bench, Paul Reed, Melton, who even though had 19 points off the bench in a loss, and he doesn't give you this production every night. That pretty much rounds up their bench of guys. McDaniels doesn't play enough right now consistently. And then Harden, had 5 points in 46 minutes, 7
Yeah,
rebounds, 12 assists.
yeah,
Like it's just not going you like Harden and Embiid have to be perfect every night
yeah,
in order for them to get anywhere, which is
yes,
why I actually do not believe and I do not think that they are going to go to the conference finals. I don't see it. So yeah, when you have to rely on Tobias Harris and
yeah,
Daniel House,
yeah,
what are
Uh,
you gonna do? Like what are you gonna do when you're playing against a team, like Boston, who has Jalen Brown and Tatum? You're gonna
yeah,
depend on Tobias Harrison and Daniel House.
yeah,
It's just it doesn't work. So that's
yeah,
kind of what I think, about that game. They're still in it, 48 and 23 with 23 losses. And Boston's 49 wins with 23 losses. And Milwaukee right now is in sole possession of first with 51 wins and 20 losses, which I actually think this is how it's going to stay with 1, 2, and
yeah,
3.
yeah,
Would you guys agree with that?
yes,
I actually think the way Philly's playing and the way Boston's playing, they're both dropping games. So
yeah.
I definitely think I think Milwaukee's is going to be the number one, and I think it could flip flop between Philly and Boston.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
I like that thought
And
process.
the thing is, with Giannis too, Giannis has been he's missed a lot of games this year. So he's been rest. I know he's been resting whatever he's been doing, but he's they're winning without him in the lineup. Brooke Lopez, Holiday. It's just like they're winning without Giannis. They're superstars. So if they're playing at full strength, I just don't see anybody going through Milwaukee at all. They've been there, done it with the team they have now, and just I think they're the number one right now in the East is Milwaukee, and they'll stay that way, like you said, all the way to the end of the season. So
Absolutely. Um, got to talk about, Dallas. I mean, we know what's been going on with Memphis. Memphis has not had and they've still been winning some games here. They've still been they've been pretty consistent. You know,
Tyus Jones,
um,
baby,
say it again.
Tyus Jones, baby. Yeah,
Listen, Memphis 112 and then Dallas 108. Irving,
yeah,
with 28 points for 4 rebounds. Okay, it's Kyrie Irving. What do you expect? We expect this.
yeah,
Zero assists, right?
yep, yep,
um, that's interesting. Kleber had 4 assists. That's weird. And Christian Wood 6 assists. That's not gonna do it. You know, what do you guys think of Dallas? How far can they get? And let's go Gino, and then we're gonna go to you, AJ.
Well, like I said, bring Kyrie over there. I mean, I thought it was. I mean, Luka hasn't played in what 6, 7 games. He's day to day still. Now They say Kyrie came out with a walking boot last night after the game. I think he re-aggravated his injury. So if you don't have Kyrie and Luka over there, I mean, who else is gonna? Who else is your other guy? I mean, they're not gelling right now. I thought they were gonna be gelling when they did the trade, and got him over there. But I mean, I think I've seen Luka and Kyrie play maybe once or twice together, and they actually played very well together. But they can't depend on Christian Wood to be the man over there. You know, everything else, it just we'll see. But I don't think they're going to get even maybe not even get past that first round, if anything at all.
Absolutely. AJ, what you think?
Well, first of all, I think Kyrie Irving is what we call a professional bucket getter. Like so I'm not really too surprised with not having any assists. That is kind of crazy for your point guard not to have an assist, but this is it. This is Kyrie Irving. So like, he's like I'm saying, he's a certified bucket getter. But I just think with Luka out, I just don't see how they do it. And Kyrie's injury prone himself. So I just feel like it's, I didn't think this would work, like because I feel like they're both ball dominant, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it was going to work, but maybe Dallas had they have it's a big picture plan to where maybe they plan on moving Irving for somebody later, next year or something. But I just couldn't see this working from the get-go,
Yeah, I kind of think that and I agree with you, AJ. I kind of think that Dallas was like grasping at straws here. They're like, I need another name to go with Luca. And Kyrie asked for a trade. This makes sense. He is a name, he is a difference maker. Let's put him with Luca. And then they gut a good chunk of their team, I think getting rid of the guys they got rid of, and even talking about DFS, um wings. This is a wings league, and you get rid of that guy that can defend
Yep.
really well that you were in the trenches with last year for a guard that's not necessarily going to be in the trenches defensively with you and offensively, but offensively he's going to do his thing. I didn't like it, but I understood it, if that makes sense, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what I think of Dallas. And you know what? New York dropped the game. I'm gonna cut New York some slack here because I think that they have been playing very well, and I think that they're gonna be good, going forward. I think they're gonna be very fun in the playoffs, So we will leave New York alone. Knicks fans can calm down.
Yeah.
Before we continue, I want to make sure, please go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code 3Peat, and we will double your deposit up to $100, guys. All right. Want to make sure that you guys understand that for everyone betting on these games and these players. All right. So please remember Underdog. I wanted to bring something up to you guys. Now, did we all see the talks of Jaylen Brown looking a little unhappy in Boston? There was an article that was put out, and it's about basically he's like, I don't know, essentially, if I'm going to be in Boston, it's if they want me, if they need me, it's like, okay, before I give my thoughts on that, I'm gonna go to Gino. Gino, what do you think about Jaylen Brown and his career in Boston specifically?
Come
What do you
on,
think?
man. Come on, because you're not the main man for that team. Every team needs at least two or three guys that could score average what they're averaging right now. The beginning of this season, they were gelling. There was no complaints about Boston. Now they're losing a little bit here and there. Jaylen Brown, if you want to be the man, then you need to go somewhere else because, like I said, Boston, you guys play well in Boston. You guys are in the top three in the East. At one point, you were number one in the league with your record. I mean, you made the All-Star team. Your teammate made the All-Star team. What else do you want? So where are you going to go? You want to be the man somewhere else, and you're going to lose every game. Just stay in Boston, buddy, please.
All right, that's from Gino. AJ, what do you think? What do you think about this Jaylen Brown stuff, man?
What does he want, Gino? He wants his own team, and he
Yeah.
deserves his own team. I think they've learned to play together, but I think soon as he gets a chance to step out, I think he will. I think for me, I think he's right under Jason Tatum as far as skill level. And I think if he was on the right team where he was allowed to be the man, Jaylen Brown would be the man. And then let's just talk about, let's go off the court. This kid is he's a fighter for justice. Like he's a good kid. And I think he needs his own team. And Jalen, when you're looking, we would definitely take you over in LA. The West Side is the best side. Those are my thoughts.
All right.
All right.
Listen. I kind of don't give a shit. All right now. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Listen, I think this is my favorite year of Jalen Brown. I'll be honest. This is my favorite year. I acknowledge the fact that he's made some improvements with his consistency in scoring. I think that previous to this year, what I always said about people was I used to call him Peekaboo Brown. And the reason why I did that was because he'll show flashes in 2 quarters, whether it's the first half or the second half. You never know, depends on the game, where he looks very aggressive and he's scoring. The next half, it's almost like he disappears. And I think he's done less of that this year. I will say I understand that. The thing about Jalen Brown, though, he is effective when he is scoring. The reason why guys can have their own team and you can play through them is because even when they are not shooting over 45% or 38% from three, they still do something else that helps the team win. That is the part that I think that Jalen Brown is still missing in his game. And if you continue to watch him, when he scores, it's great. It looks great. You forget when he doesn't. He has a hard time. He struggles being effective sometimes, and it's like, because he's not a good playmaker. I don't think he sees the floor very well to understand what play I can make. I just missed like 3-4 shots or whatever, but hey, Brogdon's open in the corner, let me hit him. He doesn't think that way. He thinks score. To me, that can't be a number one option. That guy is a complimentary player, and that is okay. So he can go somewhere else, but you know what's going to happen? You're going to kind of get hip to his weaknesses. That's what happens when you're on a team that knows how to hide your weaknesses. Listen, man, make it work, because it's going to help your career. It's going to help you, and you're going to be on the right side of history. But if you go on another team, they're going to expect you to do more. Can you do more? And that's what he has to honestly realize. We've seen it. I pay close attention to this team, which is why I could not understand why you're upset that someone wants to trade you for Kevin Durant. This is Kevin freaking Durant. This is not Joe Schmo that maybe averages 18 points. This is a generational player. This is a guy that, to be honest with you, I think is underrated in this league and in history of the NBA. This guy is phenomenal. He doesn't really have weaknesses. He's a really good defender. He can rebound. He can play make. His scoring is top tier. He can score in a variety of ways. You're upset because someone wanted to trade you for Kevin Durant? Marcus Smart has been in trade rumors for about 8 years, since he's been in the league, 8-9 years. Right? He gets it. He understands it. He's actually a guy, though. He's got an award, though. That means the league knows that they're on watch. He's a fantastic defender, and he is a game-changing defender. He's got something to show for it. He's a guy that understands, hey man, it's part of the game. But Jalen Brown doesn't understand that when Kevin Durant comes up for trade, you might be in the talks. You're not Kevin Durant. That bothers me that he would be bothered by that. So
I do feel that like the comparison with Smart, like Smart and Brown to me are different players. Like I feel like Smart understands his role. I think you have to admit that Jalen could have the potential to, at least in my eyes, to be a number one. And I think for him, and I think for the player, like if I was in that position, like I would want to see if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can't do it, you'll figure it out. And then, that was a lesson learned. But I mean, they play great together. It would be cool to
Yes.
see those two guys together, but
Yeah.
like if I'm
Yeah.
Jalen, I'm trying to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But bro, they went to the finals last year. They were almost there. They have a chance to go again. And then you talking about you want to be on another team? Come on. I mean,
bro,
you
I
got
don't
to.
think he's saying he want to be on another team. I just think that that's all part of it too. Part of the when you're trying to work, get a new deal too. You're
Yeah.
not going to sit here and say, oh,
And,
or you want him to pull a Kyrie. I'll be here next year, and then
yeah.
Kyrie tips him.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
it's his right.
Bro.
yep.
It's his right to go where he wants to go and all that
Yep.
stuff. And
The
I'm pro
business.
player. I'm pro player. Like whatever you want to
100.
do, you do your thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna be, pro player. I just think that you got to have a certain skill set other than scoring to be a number one option.
For sure.
That is my thing. You
Yep.
got to have other things about your game that gets it done.
Yep.
And too many times I see if he does not have a good shooting night, and it's not going well, the playmaking isn't there. The when people are focused on him, the team is focused on him, in defending him, there's some dribbling off the feet and making some ill-advised passes. These are things that if you're a number one option, this is every night, 82 games. This is not, oh, good, I got Jason Tatum, over there. They're going to be focused on him. I can do my thing. No, you are that guy now, 82 games.
Yep.
If you're not a good playmaker and you can't make something out of nothing, buddy, you can't be a number one. So
Yeah. Yep.
that's my thing, AJ.
Hey, we gonna revisit this the start of the season next season if he's somewhere else. So we gonna get to
Yeah.
revisit all season.
Yeah.
We are gonna revisit it, but we are going to pay some bills. We'll be right back with AJ.
Underdog Fantasy is here to save your post-fantasy football season blues. The easiest place to play and win with the Underdog Fantasy app. Get up to 20 times your money in a single night with our Pick'em contests. Grab some insurance when setting your picks and win even when one pick fails. Go online now and use the promo code 3PEAT to double your deposit up to $100. Sit gingerbread, good girl.
Welcome back, guys, and we're gonna get ready to get into the fantasy fast break. All right. So today I wanted to give you guys, if you're still in the playoffs, I wanted to give you 3 guys I think you should look at picking up this week still. And I want to start with my Lakers, and that guy is Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves last game, he had 35 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. So my opinion with him is that while LeBron is still out, a bunch of guys are having to chip in, and this guy is getting the minutes to produce for your fantasy team, especially in a category-based team. Okay, so we're moving on to my next guy is Jabari Smith from Houston. My next 2 people are actually rookies, but around this time of year is kind of when rookies start to get that second win. They're not used to playing the 82 games, so sometimes we can see a lot of production from them. But Jabari Smith is double-doubling like the last 10 games. So if he's on your wire, you should definitely look at trying to pick him up. Okay, and moving along, my last guy is Jalen Williams. And Jalen Williams is with OKC, and he is tearing it up right now. And not a good reason why you should pick him up is just because he's been solid for the 9 categories that he's shooting well, he plays defense, and he's actually going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year now with against your boy Gino Paulo. So Paulo had the better start of the season, but now so it's going to go. I think it could go either way. But those are my 3 guys you should look at to try to help you win your fantasy championship if you're still alive around. Gino, I wanted to ask you, did you have a
Yes.
guy that you think
Yes.
people could pick up?
Yep. I actually picked him up today. McGruder from Detroit. He's only playing 2 games this week, which is not a good thing. The more games, the better for you. But he's been starting for Bijakovic. Bijakovic has been out for about 7 or 8 games now, and he's been playing about 35 minutes, and he's like in the top 60 in a 9-category league. So he has been doing amazing for Detroit right now. And Detroit's just been injured all year long. So that's my pick of the week is McGruder from Detroit.
Okay. And Nat, what you got? Anybody you could recommend if people need somebody off the waiver wire that we didn't already say?
Yeah. I'm still in the playoffs. I'm doing very well right now, hoping I bring it home. But I picked up off a whim Taylor Horton Tucker.
Oh yeah,
Um, he's had some games in the month of March, 21 points, 23 points, 37 points. Then he had 9, but then he went back up to 19. Then he had 10 the other game, but he's given you some rebounds, some assists. He had a game 37 and 10 assists. I really like him. I think he's sneaky. If you put him on your team right now, he can contribute and might get you a few extra points to put you over the hump.
Yep.
Nice. I like that one. Yeah, that's a good
Even
one.
Olnick over there for Utah. He's been playing really well too. He's actually healthy right now. So
Right.
So Olnick is a good pickup also.
Yeah, these guys can help you maybe bring that championship home. So you notice when I said earlier that I said if you're still involved in your fantasy playoffs, and for me, I'm actually not involved, and I'm not involved because of a new segment we have called FTG. So with FTG, it's basically like I could probably go with 6 guys, just so you know. But the guys that hurt me the most. First, I'll start with the honorable mention, and that's going to be Ja Morant. For me, Ja just when you're missing games because of just stupidity. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. If you're missing games for that reason, I won't draft him again because of that. All right. And then moving on to our first place contestant. It's going to be Luka Doncic. And the reason why it's Luka for me is because Luka, come on, bro. Like, you're young, man. Like, it's no way you should be missing all these games, And I took you first round, bro. And it's like, this is how you reward me? Like, it's just, no. And don't think that I go easy on Laker players either, because LeBron James is in the honorable mention list too. I just give him a pass because, come on, guys, he's 38 years old.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Neither do I. No.
He could have some injuries.
$1 million a year on that body. I don't want to hear
it. Yep.
All right, that's enough of that. So Nat, I wanted to ask you, did you have anybody that made the FTG list?
Listen, I'm still in the playoffs, so I'm not trying to jinx myself. So I'll just give a guy that's been in my, injury reserve, because he was actually producing, quite well for me, and that's Bojan Bogdanovic in Detroit. He's been gone for a while, and this guy was kind of killing it for me this year. It's like, F you, dude. Like, I need you in your production on my team, So I'm just being petty though. But that's all I got.
Hey, we're allowed to be in fantasy, you know what I'm saying? Gino, who you got, bud?
Well, first of all, this guy right here never missed a game, so we never were going to talk about him. So that's number one. I'm still in the playoffs just like Nat is, and hopefully with both of us prevail.
Hey guys, y'all don't have to keep rubbing that in.
I'm just saying. But I've had my guy, and he was the number one pick for me too. Was Cat. Cat. I had the option to pick up Jason Tatum, but I chose him. I thought he would be the guy for me this year to get me over that hump. 'Cause I always make it to the finals, make it to the playoffs every year. I'm number one all year, and I have that one player that always FTGs me. So, but luckily, like I said with Nat, I don't want to jinx myself. They saying Cat might come back tomorrow, so I'm like hoping even if I have a 90% Cat or 80% Cat, I'll take Cat any day long. And like I said, if I win this week, I go into the finals next week, and hopefully he'll be able to play more and more every game.
All right. Well,
I
I'm
know.
not gonna hate against you guys. I'm wishing you guys, we're a family now, so I'm wishing you guys both luck, even though I'm out of it right now. But we're gonna be back right after this commercial break.
Jazz, Sportsbook, Casino, and Racebook, the world's best resource for all-purpose online wagering. For over 20 years, Jazz has provided the best and quickest payouts in sports and entertainment wagers. Live sports betting, covering all the major sports leagues, and even into the new and exciting world of esports. Down the stretch you'll come, with Jazz's online horse wagering. Get paid when you play with Jazz's fun and exciting online casino games. Go online now and use the promo code TSS for our new members deals. Jazz Sportsbook, Casino, and Racebook, the world's best resource for online wagering.
Welcome back, guys. It's Gino's Picks of the Weeks. So there's a few games. Welcome back, guys. It's Gino's Picks of the Weeks. So we have a few games going on for the rest of the week. That means something here comes for the playoff time. The first game that I have right now is tonight. That's going to start in a couple of minutes. Actually, is Boston at Sacramento. Boston is 49-23. Their last 10, they're 5-5, and they're number 2 in the East. Sacramento is 43-28, 7-3 in the last 10 games, and they're number 3 in the West. So this is going to be I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. And I know Boston, with Boston, Nat is kind of a Boston fan, so I'm going to go with Nat. The Boston-Sacramento game. What is your pick of the night for that?
Oh, okay. So for gambling purposes, I kind of picked Sacramento because Boston just has this thing, man, where they kind of disappoint me. So I kind of took Sacramento, their money line. So I'm hoping that Boston loses tonight. Actually, I'm hoping that Jaylen Brown bricks all night. I'm hoping that I see ridiculous passes. I'm hoping that I see old legs from Al Horford. And this just for tonight, just for the sake of my bet. But I'm actually going to take Sacramento because I think that there needs to be a bounce back game for Sabonis. I believe he had about 11 points last game. He didn't play very well. So I'm expecting him to really bruise Boston. Boston does not do well against like really mobile bigs and talented bigs. So I think he's actually going to have a big game, which is going to open up the game for De'Aaron Fox and then, Barnes and, Monk and the rest of them. So I'm going to take Sacramento.
AJ, pick of the night.
My pick of the night is going to be Sacramento as well. I just think Sacramento's playing pretty good right now. And we don't know what Boston team is going to show up. So I'm going with Sacramento.
I'm going with Sacramento too. Right now I'm a Fox Sabonis fan right now. Like I said, Boston's 5-5 the last couple of games, and they're in Sacramento. Sacramento's at home. They got something to prove. I know Nat was talking about Sacramento at the beginning when we first started, and I'm a Sacramento fan now. I think it's been 16 years since they made the playoffs, so I think they're heading to the right direction. So yeah, that's my pick of the night too. So Sacramento. Okay, AJ, we have the Golden State Dallas game. That's tomorrow night at 7:30. Golden State is 37-36. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and they're number 6 in the West. Now Dallas, which we talked about earlier, is 36-36, 4-6, just like Golden State, the last 10 games, and number 7 in the West. What's your outcome of this game, my friend?
Did you say Golden State was at they're on the road or?
Yeah, they're at Dallas. They're in Texas. Yeah.
I don't think it matters. I'm gonna go Golden State with this one. Dallas, no. Well, actually, Luca could come back tomorrow, maybe, but I
Yeah.
still think I'm gonna go with. I think Golden State is they're probably gonna start to get in gear and start trying to get into that championship form that we're used to seeing them in.
Okay. Nat, what's your pick on the Golden State Dallas game tomorrow night?
Golden State has to win. You guys have to start putting together a string of wins. We are now in playoff mode. You guys are dropping. You've been dropping for the majority of the season. You gotta pick it up, and you gotta start stringing together some road wins. I don't know what's going on with this team because usually when a guy goes down, somebody else picks up and they still win games. A guy goes down, they all forget just who they are and who they've been in the past. I'm gonna pick Golden State because I just don't think Dallas is a very strong team. Luca, no Luca. So Golden State needs this game. So I'm gonna say Golden State.
Yeah, I might have to defer on that. I'm if Dallas has Kyrie, if Dallas has Luca, I think both of them play together. It will be the first time in like 2.5, 3 weeks that they played together. I'm gonna go with Dallas just because they're at home and they're in the same boat. Golden State has to win. I mean, Golden State has to win, and so does Dallas because they're right there. And for the play-in, they're number 6 and 7. So I think Dallas will win at home if Kyrie plays, if Luca plays. So, okay, Nat, the next game is Phoenix at Lakers, which is tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Phoenix 38-33, 5-5 in the last 10, and number 4 in the West. Now the Lakers, AJ, the Lakers 35-37, 6-4 in the last 10 games, and they're number 11 in the West. So who's your pick of the night? And they're in LA. So who's your pick of the night for tomorrow night, Nat?
I'm gonna say I really want to say the Lakers, but I really do. But Phoenix sometimes puts together these games, and then Devin Booker has 40 points, and Chris Paul may have 17 points and 10 assists, and Ayton all of a sudden looks like he's just kind of dominant, which we know he's not, but he'll have those games where he looks all right. This should be a Lakers win. I'm gonna say the Lakers. I'll pick the Lakers. I think that they can get it done. I think that D'Lo, he's had some duds past couple games, but I think that he should be able to pick it up, and get some efficiency going, get the guys going. If you got AD, you always got a chance. Malik Beasley's, scoring well. I like this team. I really do like what the Lakers have done, what they're doing. And then you got Vando and everything like that. So I'm going to, I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to pick the Lakers. I think that they can win.
Awesome. AJ?
I think you guys know, but I'm definitely going to pick the Lakers, but
right.
It's more so with Phoenix, they don't have KD. I mean, if it was KD, then I would have to rethink that, especially in Phoenix. But with no KD, pretty much every game is a must win for the Lakers. So they got to win. So I'm going with the Lakers.
Yeah, man, I'm going with the Lakers too. They're at home and they need to win. They're number 11 right now. So they're I think one game from being in that play-in, so they definitely have to win, and hopefully LeBron's going to get something figured out with LeBron right now too. So hopefully he's going to play before the season ends, and they're going to be right there. So we'll see what happens with him. Okay, so my next one is for Thursday. We have Oklahoma at LA Clippers at 10:30. Oklahoma City Thunder is 35-36. That's a losing record, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. They're number 9 in the West. The Clippers are 38-34. They are 5-5 in the last 10, and they're number 5 in the West. So AJ, who's your pick for Thursday night? Oklahoma City or the LA Clippers?
I have to say, when we were prepping before the show and you showed me that stat with OKC,
Yeah,
um, damn, I didn't realize they're ninth. They're ahead of
yeah,
the Lakers. That is crazy. But they're gonna lose. So and they're playing it was OKC and who was it?
the Clippers.
The Clippers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Clippers. I think the Clippers are starting to find that extra gear for themselves too, and I think they'll be a little too much for OKC. But damn, I mean,
Yeah,
if I'm an OKC fan, I'm happy with
yeah,
because I mean it's finally like they've been stacking all these picks for years, you know, and back to fantasy that keeps you relevant, buddy, because you
it
got
is.
Shea.
Shay.
So like
Yep.
if they weren't playoff bound, you know, they would have probably sat him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go Clippers.
Nat, OKC, or the LA Clippers? Who you got?
I'm a Clippers fan, man. I really like the Clippers, and I'm rooting for
Yeah.
them. I like what they have done. I'm going to take the Clippers. I will say though, although I think that the Clippers will win, I think that strategically they might want to drop down to 6.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying that because right now, if the playoffs started today, 4-5, who is that? Phoenix versus the Clippers. I don't
Yeah.
think you want to play a team that is very cohesive actually, when it comes to having Kevin Durant, there, as long as Kevin Durant is at least 85%, it's Kevin Durant, 85%, and that man, it's like him playing 100%. It's amazing. But I don't think you want that in the first round. I do think you want a piece of Sacramento because Sacramento
Yeah.
looks like they're going to hold on to that third spot. I think you might want a piece of them in that first round, you being the 6th seed,
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for the Clippers, but I'm not sure if some strategy, season strategy, playoff strategy is going to play a factor going forward.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma that game. I'm Giddy, Shea, Jalen Williams, which we talked about earlier. They're 7-3 right now. They're playing very well. I'm talking about very well. So I would like to see somebody, for them to get where they're at because Oklahoma. Everybody talks about the old Oklahoma team. Well, it's a new team now, and like I said, Shea is in fantasy wise, I think is number 2 right now. So he's just bringing another level for that team. So I'm taking Oklahoma for that game. All right, my next pick of the week is which is Friday, and then we got Philadelphia at Golden State at 10 o'clock. Philly is 48-23. They're 8-2 in the last 10, and like you said earlier, Nat, they're number 3 in the East. Golden State, we talked about them earlier also. 37-36, 4-6 in the last 10, number 6 in the West, and they're in Golden State. Nat, who is your pick of the week for Philly and Golden State?
For Philly and Golden State, Philly and Golden State, you said they're playing tomorrow?
Friday night. Sorry,
Oh,
Friday.
Friday night. So, okay, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, Friday.
um, I I don't think that I think Philly is good with where they are, in the playoff settings right now. I think they're good. Like I said, this is desperation for Golden State. I
Yeah.
expect Golden State to win 5 straight games.
Yeah.
I just expect it because there is no way you want to go into the play-in. I just can't see it. I can't see them going there. I'm literally gonna pick Golden State because they're also at home.
Okay. AJ, Philly
Um,
or Golden State?
I'm kind of thinking the same thing, but I think I just think Golden State ain't got nobody for Embiid, and
Yes.
I think Harden probably is going to show up that game, and I think they're going to pull out the upset.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm
gonna.
not really upset
Yeah.
because record wise they have a better record, but yeah, I'm going Phoenix, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia too, just because I'm running the MB train right now. You already know that. So, and I just think that the rest of his players are gonna have to step up, or he's going to have to say something to them. They need to step up to the plate because it's, like I said, there's 3 weeks left, and they're in the top 3, so they're there for a reason. So I think they're going to start playing well together, hopefully, and then we'll see Philadelphia prevail at Golden State. Okay, now this is my last game. I chose this as the game of the week, the pick of the week. We have the Bucks on Saturday night at Denver. Okay, so Milwaukee Bucks at Denver Nuggets. So the Bucks are 51-20, 7-3 in the last 10, and they're number 1 in the East. Denver, on the other hand, is 48-24, 5-5 the last 10, and they're number 1 in the West. Nat, who are you taking?
I don't believe in Denver. I'm just going to be very honest. I just I don't I don't see it. Um, when it comes to Milwaukee, I love how their team is constructed, and I think that Giannis knows how to command the game and control the game. I got this.
Yeah,
We need buckets. I can go on a 10-0 streak on my own, and it's just I've seen that with Milwaukee. I'm concerned when you talk about, the Denver Nuggets, even the games that they've dropped in the past 10, it's like
yeah,
if you guys have watched those games, it's
yeah,
and it's not necessarily just Jokic, it's Jamal Murray, it's the supporting cast, it's MPJ. I don't know. It's just there's something about Denver that I don't know. I just don't think they're going to get it done. But for this game, I definitely have Milwaukee, and I think it'll be by about 10 points.
10 points. Awesome. All right, AJ. Milwaukee Bucks at Denver Nuggets, Saturday night at 9 p.m. Who are you taking, bud?
I think I gotta say, great minds think alike. Nat was just thinking exactly what I was thinking. I'm just not drinking the Denver Kool-Aid yet. They uh I think Milwaukee is going to it's gonna be a statement win. I'm almost thinking they're gonna beat them by 15.
Really?
And yeah, and I think now don't get it twisted. Now I just think in teams NBA journey, I feel like they have to pay their dues. And Denver's learning to pay their dues. So next year, maybe, but as of this year, and maybe they prove me wrong, but and I'm talking about in the overall scheme, like if they go on to win a championship or something like that. But I think Milwaukee's gonna let them know what time it is, especially if everybody's playing for Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go with Denver just because they're at home. It is prime time. This week there's not gonna be a lot of televised games just because of March Madness is going on. So, but this is a prime time game. They're saying this is gonna be the game of the week. I read about it earlier. I'm gonna go with Denver. Like I said, I like Aaron Gordon. I like Michael Porter. I like Murray. I like Joker, of course. Like I said, they're not playing. They're up and down, but I think they prevailed this game just because they are at home and they got something to prove. And we're number 1 for a reason. But it's awesome because we do have the number 1 team in the East and the number 1 team in the West going against each other. And this might be the NBA Finals. I mean, we never know. This could be the NBA
Guys,
Finals.
I think when you think about Denver's growth, it's like this is probably the first time that like where all their guys are healthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, Porter's been out, Jamal's been out. So like they're gonna be scary, but I just think we're maybe a year away from it, in my opinion.
I don't think this is the finals. I'll tell you that right now. I'm willing to bet on that. This is not the finals. It's not. I think that there's some teams that are going to outgrit Denver in the West, and because I think that there's some pound for pound teams that are going to be like, you know what, I'm not going out, and they're just going to kind of take it away and run off with it. I just don't see it. I'm trying because I really do like Joker. I really do like Denver. I just don't see it, guys. Don't.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is the worst part of the show. We're saying goodbye. But before I go off the show, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We are here every week to give you the best in the NBA coverage. We appreciate you, and we are out.
Peace out, guys.